Imagine walking the streets with nothing but hope keeping you moving, and one day stumbling upon something that could change your life forever. That's exactly what happened to a young homeless boy named Jamal, whose days were a constant struggle to find shelter and food. Life hadn't been kind to him, but he carried a quiet determination that pushed him forward. One chilly afternoon, Jamal found himself face to face with a life-altering mystery when he saw a picture of himself tucked inside a millionaire's wallet. Why was his photo there? Who was this man, and how could he know Jamal? This discovery launched Jamal on an emotional journey filled with shocking truths and unexpected connections. Stick around as we uncover the secrets behind the wallet and the man who holds it. Get ready for a heartwarming and inspiring story that proves life can change in the most extraordinary ways. Jamal couldn't stop thinking about the picture. It wasn't just any photo, it was a school picture of him from years ago, back when things were better. How did it end up in the hands of someone who seemed to live a completely different world than his own? His curiosity began to outweigh his fear, and he decided to follow the man from a distance, hoping to get answers. The millionaire, dressed sharply in a tailored suit, walked confidently into a fancy car waiting by the curb. Jamal hesitated, his heart pounding. He didn't belong in a place like this, but something deep inside told him this was important. He had to know. As the car drove off, Jamal noticed a name on the side of the building behind them, a business that seemed far too expensive for someone like him to enter. But now he had a name. The mystery had only deepened. Jamal spent the night staring at the building's name, repeating it over and over in his mind. Harper Industries. It sounded important, powerful, far removed from his own reality. The next morning, Jamal mustered his courage and made his way back, lingering just outside the glass doors of the towering office. He peeked inside, trying to see if the man with the wallet would appear. His heart raced every time the doors opened, but no sign of him. As Jamal waited, a woman in a crisp blazer approached, noticing his nervous presence. "Are you lost?" she asked kindly. Embarrassed, Jamal stammered something about looking for someone. Her curiosity grew when he described the man and his photo in the wallet. "That sounds like Mr. Harper, the CEO," she said. Jamal froze. Could the man with his picture really be that asterisk powerful? But why him? And why now? The pieces still didn't add up, and the questions multiplied. Jamal's mind raced as the woman's words echoed in his head. The man was the CEO. A millionaire. Jamal felt out of place just standing on the pavement, let alone thinking about confronting someone like that. But the photo, his asterisk photo, kept pulling him forward. If he walked away now, the mystery would haunt him forever. The woman studied Jamal for a moment and then gave him an encouraging nod. "You seem like you really need to talk to him. I'll take you up." Her unexpected kindness caught him off guard, but he followed her inside, nerves buzzing. The lobby was like another world, polished floors, giant chandeliers, and people who didn't seem to notice a boy with worn-out shoes trailing behind. When the elevator opened to the executive floor, Jamal's heart felt like it might burst. There in a large glass office was the man, the same man who unknowingly carried Jamal's picture. Jamal took a deep breath and stepped closer, ready to demand answers. But just then, the man looked up. Their eyes met, and his expression changed completely. It wasn't anger or confusion. It was something deeper, something Jamal couldn't yet understand. Jamal stood frozen as the man, now clearly Mr. Harper, rose from his desk with wide eyes. "It's you," he said softly, almost like he recognized Jamal. For a moment, the room seemed to spin, and Jamal couldn't tell if this was relief or confusion tightening in his chest. He expected shock or questions about why he was there, but it made no sense. Why would someone like Mr. Harper already know who he was? Before Jamal could speak, the door behind them opened, and a younger man in a suit walked in hurriedly. "Sir, I found the file you wanted," he said, pausing when he saw Jamal. The room's energy shifted instantly as Harper's demeanor turned guarded. Later, he told the assistant, who quickly nodded and left. Jamal's pulse quickened. What file? What was he hiding? Harper gestured for Jamal to sit, but said nothing more, his eyes darting toward a locked drawer in his desk. Something about all of this felt even more complicated than Jamal could have imagined. Why did he feel like he was about to uncover something even bigger than the picture? Jamal sat stiffly, watching as Mr. Harper unlocked the drawer and pulled out a faded folder. Sliding it across the desk, Harper took a deep breath and said, "I've been looking for you." Confused, Jamal opened the folder and froze. Inside were more photos of him, pictures from when he was a toddler, smiling with a woman who looked so much like him. His mother. His heart raced as Harper leaned forward. "Your mother worked for me years ago," he explained. "She was like family, until she disappeared." Jamal's throat tightened. "Disappeared?" he repeated. The word felt heavy. Harper nodded, his voice thick with emotion. "She left a note saying she couldn't take care of you anymore, and begged me to help if I ever found you. I've carried your picture ever since, hoping one day." The weight of it all hit Jamal like a wave. But just as relief began to set in, Harper's assistant returned, looking uneasy. "Sir, we have a problem," he whispered, passing a newspaper to Harper. On the front page was a breaking story about fraudulent activity linked to Harper Industries. Jamal saw the headline and froze again. As Harper's face darkened, Jamal realized the truth wasn't as simple as it seemed. This wasn't just about his mother, and he was caught in something far bigger than he'd ever expected. Jamal watched as Mr. Harper stared at the newspaper, his hands trembling. "This can't be true," Harper muttered, but the doubt in his voice was clear. Jamal didn't know what to believe. The man who seemed so sincere moments ago now appeared weighed down by secrets and lies. Finally, Harper looked at him and said, "None of this changes my promise to your mother. Whatever happens, I'll make sure you're taken care of." Jamal felt torn, grateful for the offer, but uncertain if he could trust it. Before he could reply, the assistant spoke again. "Sir, the board is asking for an immediate explanation." Harper stood, giving Jamal a final look. "Stay here. We'll talk more." But as he left, Jamal grabbed the folder and slipped out of the building. Holding the photos close, he realized he didn't need wealth or promises. His next steps would be on his terms, free to build his own future.